Well, I'm back over here at the other spot where I'm going to be panhandling for the weekend. Must not be doing too bad. It's a 10-mile ride. There's some nasty hills. Everybody thinks Illinois is flat, but there's some creeks that make pretty steep cuts in the landscape. A couple of nasty ones. I rode it like a champ, no problem. I could feel the little spot they're talking about when I take a deep breath, though. I had to go get them the antibiotics there's a pharmacy right by the hospital, and they paid for it. At first, the pharmacy is like, no, that'll be $75, please. I'm like, no. This be paid for. They're like, no, you don't have insurance. You have to pay for cash for this. I'm like, hold on, let me get the paperwork. By the time I came back into the paperwork, they're like, oh, you're right. We kept looking, and it's paid for. Have a nice day. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I didn't want to pay $75. I can't afford that. I can't afford this treatment. I guess I'm just going to jump through the wire if I have to do it, you know. I'm going to sit here for the weekend and do some panhandling. Oh, God. There's a lot of competition. There's a whole family at the exit to this restaurant. A 30-year-old guy, his wife, his kid. He's got his kid sitting out there. I hate seeing that. I don't know why. It's like, dude, you could get, entitlements. But you got a young kid and a wife, and there's food stamps, there's welfare, come on, man. He probably does get that, and he's doing this as well, But I'm not judging him, but if I had a wife and a kid, I'd go get a job, man. I would. I'd go get a job, straight up, and just try to do it that way. That's why I don't have a wife and a kid, because I'm a bum, It's a lonely life. I mean, I'm a lonely guy. I'd love to have a woman in my life. I'm saddened by the fact that I don't have any children. I'm thinking twice about that I might have made a huge mistake not fulfilling my obligation to procreate. I always thought I had an obligation not to procreate, but whatever. Anyway, I'm not judging him. That's all good. There's plenty of spots around here. He's not competing with any of my spots, and there's like 3 little exits that are good around here, and I'll post up on one of them. And I'll do it's Saturday and Sunday I'll do it, and then Monday I got to go back over to the hospital to the financial aid office, the document office, and give this lady my birth certificate, social security card to photocopy. And she said, I'm going to get you this. It's on them. If they want to get paid, they're going to have to do this. They're going to have to get me the insurance. And she said, you have to apply for the financial aid. I was like, I don't really want the financial aid, just the insurance. She's like, no, you have to do both. Otherwise, it's like, no, it's like a prerequisite. You have to be on financial aid. You don't have to, but you have to apply for it. You're going to apply for everything. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to, but I'm going to because I'm sick. I have a couple more points. They're waiting for some tests. It's going to take like 10 days. I'm hoping when these tests come back, the doctor's like, you don't have the fungus. I guess you did have a bacterial infection. But once that happens, if I don't have this fungus and it's not showing any improvement with the antibiotics, I think it is, though. I'm starting to feel better. If they kept saying, no, it can't be a bacterial infection, you'd be sick. You'd have a fever, you'd be night sweats, your appetite, you'd be losing weight, you'd be sick, and you don't look sick. They're taking my temperature, watching me, they doing my blood work, and they're like, no, man, your white blood cell count's all good. They tested me for AIDS and hepatitis and stuff, because this fungal infection stuff, that's mainly, they're like HIV. I'm like, really? How could I have caught that? I haven't had sex in 27 years, and I've never injected drugs. I mean, I've gotten in some nasty little roll around on the ground, punching, hard hand stroke fights, but I told the doctor that, and he's like, very unlikely. I'm like, really? Then why do the boxers get HIV tests and the MMA fighters? Because it's an issue. He's like, yeah, I guess. But they tested me, and they're like, you're all good. I'm like, yeah, I thought so. Anyway, I'm just going to do what they tell me to do, show up for all my appointments. If they start trying to talk like, well, you don't have the insurance and the financial assistance fall suit, nah. Because I got turned down before in Arkansas when I had COVID. I went to the hospital, and they had me in there for 3 weeks, and they made me fill out all the paperwork there too. They turned me down. I could have gone in and appealed if they said, come in and appeal. I just didn't bother because I was well. This ain't like that. They turned me down this time. I told the lady that everybody in there that I could talk to, I'm like, listen, I don't care about the finance. I'll do what I have to do, all the things you're telling me to do to get the financial assistance and the insurance. But if it falls through, I'm coming back in here. I'm presenting myself at this emergency room and going, I'm back. I want the CT scans. I want the test result. I want to talk to the doctor. I want to get treated. And if you don't, I'm going to a lawyer. No hard feelings. It's not personal, but I'm going to a lawyer. And saying I'm homeless and you're not treated, you're going to leave me to die. And that's simply not, they're like, that's not going to happen. I mean, this one lady was really on my side. She said, if it does happen, if you do what you're saying and show you up over here, they're not going to turn you away. They can't. They can't. Because they'll get sued. I go to any lawyer and go, dude, I show them the medical paperwork that shows that I've got this and that and that, and they're telling me they're not going to treat me. They jump all over that in a heartbeat. I won't have to worry about panhandling anymore if that's the case, and I'll get treated. I'll have insurance after that. They're like, no, don't worry. Just, you have to, but I still do have to do everything they're telling me to do, and then if they don't treat, if it falls through and they go, no, well, we're not going to treat you, then they're in trouble. It's not going to happen. I told the one doctor, the infectious disease doctor, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm going to be here for, 3 months. He's like, that's plenty of time to get all the tests back. The thing is if it's not a fungal infection and the antibiotics, it's like, no, the spot's still there. It's still showing up on a CT scan. Then they're going to have to do a biopsy. That sucks. They could do the bronchoscopy, where they could go in through the throat and get down in there, but they have to put you out for that. They're not going to do that. That's too expensive. They're going to numb the spot, put a needle in my back and into my lung. I'll do it. I'm kind of worried. I Googled it, the cancer, and they're like, nah, man, the 60% of the people, 50%, are dead within 5 years with lung cancer. But I was looking at, like, Lance Armstrong had testicular cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer. And that was decades ago. He's still alive. He got 8 Tour de France's after having cancer. I'm not as in good enough shape as Lance Armstrong, but I'm no slouch for my age. The doctors don't think it's cancer, though. They're like, nah, man, it's... All I have to do is go through the rigmarole of what they're asking me to do and do all the tests and wait for the test results and just do what they tell me. Kind of feel better from taking the antibiotics. Why? What? The infectious disease doctor's like, no, it's just a coincidence. Yeah, right. I'm still going to try to do everything I said I was going to do. If I don't have cancer, I'm going to go, because the doctor said, once I get you on these antibiotics, the antifungals, if that's what you got, I'm going to give you a prescription that's good for a year. You'll have to go keep filling it, but the prescription itself will be good for a year. And the kayak trip I'm planning is only going to take 35, 40 days. I could get enough pills to last me while I'm on the trip. Go to the, when I get to the Gulf of Mexico, I can go to and he said they're cheap, and I might have insurance too. Medicaid's nationwide. It's a federal program. I'm going to start training too for that. I've been kind of slouching and shamming. I didn't feel good. That's why I was not training as hard. I was trying to do a little training, but I was not as hard as I wanted to. I'm going to try to do the ultra. If I'm dying, I want to go out with my boots on. I want to do some things before it happens, I'm going to try to do the kayak trip. I'm going to try to do the ultra. Bottom line, if I'm sick and it's like, nah, you're going to have to hang up your spurs, what I'll do is, because then if I'm dying or getting cancer treatment, I'll be on Social Security immediately. They can't turn you down. And then I'll be on Social Security, and I'll get on the entitlements for a place, and I'll be here in a place. And what I'll do is I'll have my sister either copy all my SD cards onto a thumb drive and send it to me, send my computer, send a thumb drive, because she doesn't want to send the SD cards to the mail because she knows they might be of value. There's a lot of them. There's like 4,000 videos on those. There's like 45 SD cards with 100 videos on each one, more. I'll have more videos than PewDiePie. Some guy that was in the comments said, yeah, it's quality over quantity. Trust me, if the ones I've got uploaded now are of any quality, then the ones I have, the ones my sister has, my back catalog, they're quality too. It's obvious I was wrestling with my demons in a lot of these videos, but that could be interesting. I've kind of found a little peace in my life in a lot of ways. And those videos, a lot of those I was going through it. Some of those adventures I was on, it was an extended panic attack. And it's obvious, But that could be interesting, And I was doing epic shit, epic bike rides. Yeah. My Tucson Marathon, I documented that, the training for it, and the going to the race and competing, well, participating in it. I got a participation trophy. I wasn't competing. I had no competition. And then training for the Ultra and going to the Ultra, DNF, but that's still interesting, especially if, well, if everything falls through and like I said, I have to hang up my spurs, I'm going to upload all my old catalog, and they're of value. They have artistic and you know, they're of merit. Trust me. If anyone likes the ones I've uploaded now, they're going to like the ones I'm going to be uploading in the future. No matter what happens, I'm going to get the back catalog and upload it. That's a gang of videos. I'll have one of the biggest channels on YouTube. I will. I don't know about the most successful, probably not, but I'll have, you know, I'll be up there with the big boys on how many videos there are. And they're all just like the ones I've uploaded. They're all adventures, mainly. You guys are going to freak out when you see those. You are. You're going to freak the fuck out.